Greetings everybody and welcome to Factorio. This game has, well, to be honest, it's taken over my life lately. I don't know. I call it the Factorio effect. It just kinda, I don't know. You'll see what I mean once you start playing it. It just grabs you and then you can't stop and I need help. I need help. But seriously, I have put in about 90 hours in this game over the past 3 weeks since it was released on Steam, and by the way, it's the #1 highest rated game on Steam, and it has been since day one, pretty much. And for good reason too. This game is absolutely amazing, and it's still in alpha. Still in alpha, it blows my mind, it really does. But I recently completed the Freeplay mode, which pretty much has one objective: to launch a rocket out of a rocket silo. That was fun. But I figured, let's do it again, or let's make a bigger base, a better factory. You know, that's always the goal. You can always go bigger, you can always go better, you can always do it more optimally, and then that's the whole draw of this game. Now, this is a sort of slow-paced game, and I thought I might do the format a little bit differently. What I'm going to do is play for about an hour or two, it's, you know, however long I feel like playing. And then I'm going to speed up the footage. I'm going to go triple speed, and then I'm going to do post-commentary on top of that for my episodes. And hopefully that'll help us move along the series a little bit faster than it would if I just did it in real time. Before we start here, I would just like to go over a couple of things that I have going on for my configuration here. I am on the latest patch, 12.27. Again, this is an alpha patch. And I am using a couple of mods, Evolution Factor Indicator, just so that I can keep track of how the enemies are growing, and Landfill, just so that I can take care of those pesky, inconvenient pools of water that I might want to get out of my way. And last but not least, let's take a look at the world generation settings. Last game I did do vanilla settings across the board. This time I'm going to set my resources to very low or low, and then I'm going to compensate that by increasing the size or the richness. In this case, I'm doing the richness for all of them, and I'm just doing a big size for iron, copper, and stone to offset the very low frequencies for those. And hopefully this will limit the amount of patches that I will find, but the ones that I do find will be rather large. Just because I kind of hate having like tiny little patches scattered everywhere. I'd rather just have like a big one now and then. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started. New dawn, new day. It's time to make a pickaxe and get to work. The start of a game on Freeplay is pretty much always the same. Burner miners. Burner miners, burner miners. Chopping up some coal right here, so I could feed that first burner miner. I think I put some wood into it just to get it kick-started with a couple of plates. And now I'm gonna need some stone. I don't know, I think I could grab 15 or 20 or something like that, but this is all kind of the tedious part of the game, but after this first episode is gonna pick up a lot. It really will. But first we have to establish enough resources to kind of get enough to get started, you know. I like to put a couple on coal right away just so I can start pumping that out. And now I'm probably going to put one on stone because I need one on stone. I need some stone for furnaces, which are also used to make the burner miners. So every miner needs 5 stone, and then I also need a furnace on the ones that are mining ore that is going to be smelted, so that's 10 stone. So I'm going to be putting, here we go, here's another one on iron. I'm going to be putting a total of 4 burner miners and smelters onto iron. 4 burners onto coal. There we go, there's the next 2, and I loop them all together. If you don't know about it, there's a little neat trick where you make them face each other in a way that creates a loop, and they'll just spew coal into each other to keep them fueled, and then you just control click on them to take out the excess. So it continues. There's one on the copper, which we only need the one on copper. Don't really need a whole lot of copper at all in the beginning, we just need a lot of iron. And I'm going to be getting a 4th one to iron pretty soon here, once I get some more stone. And I'm pretty much just running back and forth between these 3 patches. Collecting coal, putting the coal into the furnaces and the miners, and getting the plates. I do need to make some power poles and some wooden chests, so I do need to collect some wood from the trees here. I really like this spawn point. I have used this world before. You didn't see me type it in, but this is a seed that I came up with before that I found, and I love this place. I don't know what to call it yet, but I'm going to call it my home. It's got a nice little peninsula that looks rather interesting, and the resources here are nice. Enough to get started anyway. So we got all of our burner miners up and running, so I'm just, at this point, I'm just throwing coal into each one, and now we're starting to make the supplies we need to get some power generation going. I'm going to start with a half of a steam array, 5 steam engines, and 6 boilers. I created enough pipes to fill in however many is going to be remaining to make the 13 for a full steam array. Although I might be moving the power elsewhere. I definitely don't want it right here. I just kind of put it there for convenience, so it's right next to the coal. So once I start getting electric mining drills going, which I think I just built. Yeah, I already have a couple built. Now I just need to throw down some transport belts, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I'm trying to orient this. So take out the coal, blast those guys down, and plop down my 2 electric mining drills, which are faster and much more efficient at using power than the burner mining drills are. And 2 is plenty to keep up with our initial half of a steam array. So now that that's going, we got coal going. Now we need to put some on iron. And I did use burner inserters for the boilers. That's my habit so far. I know that, I think at least, that the burner inserters are a little bit less efficient when it comes to coal usage than the electric ones, but since they are fueled by coal, then I can use it when there is no power, so I kind of dig that. Although I guess it wouldn't be that hard just to put the coal manually into the boilers to get them started. Alright, so now I got a few electric mining drills onto iron, and got my first lab going already with some red science that I made in order to research automation. That's always the first thing I go for. I'm pretty sure there's not any biter nests very close by at all. And you can see the biter evolution stat in the top left. I'm already trying to set up some quick smelting right here. And I'm just going to plop in a chest that I'm going to fill with coal into the side so that I can fill the other side of the belt with coal. So I don't need to use 2 belts or red inserters or anything like that. I generally don't like to use red inserters for furnaces. I prefer if I could just keep the ore and the coal on one belt. And it just kind of feels cleaner to me, but my last game I kind of had throughput problems, but I think that was because my smelter setup was in need of tweaking. So hopefully we'll get that sorted out, but for now, I'm putting 1 electric mining drill onto copper, and I'm doing this nice little quick setup here for smelting on the spot, where I just put a little chest the ore goes into, and then I can just put the coal into that as well, and both of the furnaces on either side can pull from that, and then place the plates onto the belt. And as it turns out, these 2 belts that I have coming off of my 2 smelter things are perfectly spaced for what are these things? Assembly machines to fit directly between them. So the first thing I want to set up is a little automated science so I can get more research done. I'm going to do military next, even though I don't necessarily need it. I think it's good practice to do military as soon as I can for a submachine gun at the very least, just in case we get some, you know, some visitors from the locals. And now I definitely want to start stockpiling onto some transport belt, but I made a mistake here, and I should be feeding it with its own gear assembly machine, because the assembly machine is feeding all of the gears into the transport belts and not into the red science. So it's gonna stop here at some point, and I'm gonna have to create its own assembly machine. I'm also gonna start creating some green circuits, because it's really handy to have those. It just makes it a lot faster to craft things in your inventory when you have a stack of those on you. Same thing with gears. It'd be nice to have a stack of gears on me too, but I don't think that I set up any kind of buffer chest, at least yet. I'm gonna get a stack of ammo going. I think one stack of regular ammo should do me for now. I am gonna get turrets soon enough. There we go. We got military finished. I didn't notice yet, I don't think. It's sitting up there blinking. I turned off the automatic pop-up for the research, but I might want to turn that back on because obviously I kind of ignored it there. I'm gonna get optics going next because it gets really dark at night, and it'd be handy to just you know, let you guys be able to see what the hell's going on, and also me, I like to be able to see what's going on too. I think I need to get some more miners going onto iron, though. I don't have enough iron plates coming out, especially with all the things that are grabbing them up. This is where I realized that I needed more gears, or that my red science was not being fed gears. So I just set up a little thing over here with a buffer chest that will fill up, but it's actually not going to fill up with gears until after all of my transport belt is full. So I honestly should have put the buffer chest between the gear machine that's feeding the red science. That way it would fill up between all, because red science takes a lot longer to craft in the machines. And that would allow the buffer chest for gears to fill up to the point where I can just pull a bunch out for my own crafting. It just makes it a lot easier to make the electric inserters in the beginning at least. We've got a radar dish going down, which is going to take up a lot of power. Like 300 kilowatts or something like that. It's a lot of power, at least compared to the other machines that are running at this time. But my 5 steam engines can handle everything I've got, and quite a bit more for a little while at least. Until I start getting the main bus going. I added a couple of smelters here because I got some ore building up. And I wanted some more iron throughput. It looks like I added a 4th mining drill over there. I'm going to add a 5th one as well. I'm going to get armor crafting now, even though I'm not going to craft the base armor. I do need it so that I can get the next tier of armor, steel. And now it's just time to start planning ahead here. I am setting up another one of those little neat self-contained mining drill smelter thingies, which I will be turning into the start of my steel production, just so I can get a little bit of steel going in the beginning. And at this point, I do have a little buffer chest going for on the coal line there, so I can start stockpiling coal to throw into these, the few coal chests that I do have going, because I'm not transporting the coal directly to where it needs to go at this point. And now it looks like we're going for a little walk. I did already research turrets, and now I'm working on steel. I got a couple of turrets placed down on my base, but I don't think I need them yet, because I don't see any biters, and I'm checking the pollution range. It kind of hard to tell because of the footage being sped up so fast. I'm just kind of having a look around, seeing if there's any bases in the immediate vicinity, and there isn't. There is a nice little patch of iron down south there at the very edge, if you can see that, and to the west and slightly north is a very large patch of copper. But first, I've got quite a decent sized patch right here at home base before we move on to that one. So at this point, I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing. I'm kind of just waiting for my transport belts to pile up before I start working on the main bus. And it looks like I'm going for logistics next. Going to need some splitters and underground belts. Of course, just trying to get all the basic red science researched. Looks like I need another electric mining drill on iron just to keep up with what's going on here. Because I don't have enough iron plates to craft things on my hand. Oh, we got some lights going down finally. And now the belt is backing up with iron plates. At this point, I think I'm going to put in a little bit of a... Oh yeah, I forgot that I don't have electric drill onto stone, so I'm going to make another little stone setup here to start making some paved bricks, or whatever the hell, smelted stone bricks. I think they're just called stone bricks. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So anyway, I do need more iron plates to stash for myself for crafting, because all of the things that are being fed into the machines are, you know, being used up. So I'm going to put... It looks like I'm going to put a chest here on the end and start stashing them on the very end of that line. Any minute here. There it is. Because I am producing them faster than I'm using them at this point with the 5 drills and the 8. I think I've got 8. furnaces going on iron right now. And there we go. I upgraded this one to start smelting steel. You could feed the iron from the furnaces where they're smelted directly into another furnace for it to smelt steel, and it will be a perfect ratio, I believe. As soon as you get 5 in there, the steel is done and it starts smelting another one, so it works out, is what I'm trying to say here. Now, there's not much left to do on red research except for armor crafting and bullet damage, I think. So I go for the armor crafting first because it's only 30 red science, I believe, as opposed to 50 on the bullet damage. And I think it would be nice to have another lab going. I think I didn't put that down yet. I didn't notice. But I do know I put down another lab. Oh, and it looks like the radar saw a small butter nest to the north. So that's where we're going to have to be contending with our first aliens. Yeah, I have not put in another lab yet, which I noticed that the armor crafting is going pretty slowly with just the one lab, so I'm going to put a second one here momentarily. It looks like right now I'm trying to plan out where I'm going to put my smelters. I want a little pathway on the outside of everything. Last game I didn't really plan any personal pathways, so it kind of got crowded for me trying to move around my base because I was just kind of having to step all through all of my machinery and everything, and just like the belts everywhere, and everything is just kind of like really congested. I didn't plan anywhere for me to walk, so I'm gonna try to do that this time. And now here I am trying to set up the first smelter into this area right here, which is going to be my smelting area, and then I'm going to put the main bus somewhere to the left, but it looks like that giant copper patch is going to get right in the way, so maybe it's a good idea for me to go mine that one out first. I'm not sure what to do there. I could set up a smelter coming this way. That would be interesting. It would be temporary because I don't want it over there, but it would kind of make sense just to not have to pipe the ore all the way around. Although, that's kind of a bummer idea. A bum idea. I'm not going to go with that, actually. Here we go. This is where I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do with the second lab here. I'm just going to pop another red science machine down. And another lab. I don't know what the hell... Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's what's going on. So now I've got 2 red science labs going, which is sufficient enough for now. I'm going to get a nice, fast science setup with plenty of labs, but that's going to come after I get the bus going. Right now, the name of the game is just get red research going and get lots and lots of transport belts. Lots of transport belts. I'm also stockpiling some coal and getting some steel smelted and stockpiling some iron plates. I didn't actually put in a stockpiling chest for the copper plates, so I don't have many of those, but I can just go grab those off the belt. I don't need a whole lot of copper right now anyway. I moved to the steam engines because they were going to get in the way of the smelters. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to set up my entire base. But I think it's going to be similar to last time, just like tweaked. I didn't want to start a new world because I just really like this seed. I don't know. I haven't come across any other world that felt as awesome as this spot. I just really like this spot. Hard to explain, but just trust me, I like this spot. So I'm trying to get the first smelter set up here. Right about Armor Crafting 2 is about to be finished. I have 2 splitters on either side of the input line here, and I think that's where I went wrong last time. I only had the 1 splitter on the outside, and I had both the ore and the coal coming into that. So this time I'm going to have the coal going onto the inside splitter and the ore coming into the outside splitter. I think that's going to work a lot better, but we'll see. Of course, down the line I'm going to upgrade the whole thing to electric furnaces anyway, so ultimately it really doesn't matter. And that's about it. I'm going to get some more bricks, and I don't know what the hell to do with myself at this point, so next time, people, next time. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everybody.